Hi, this is Steve Walton from Tropic Heating and PatioHeat.com. Here we're going to take a look at this residential application. So the homeowner has asked for a couple of different locations. They do use this as reclining. They do use this space here as reclining and dining for different occasions. And then of course a different area over here, dining. Also they have like I'll call it like a little game area, which is, I'm not sure though if there was a ping pong table here or pool table, something of that nature. And you can see here we have some bar stool seating height over here. And so let's go ahead and take a look at these two applications. It's actually more than that. First of all, let's see what any type of obstructions that we have. This is a door that swings back and forth, or rather slides back and forth. We do have some fans in this location. And by the way, the fan location I have is a guesstimate as far as their location is concerned. So we might have to get the exact dimensions between the fan blades and the actual edge of this wall up here. You can see I have a couple of units up there. Other than that, I don't see there is a limitation as far as the distance between here and here. And I think there was something about fire sprinklers in this job. I don't have the exact location, so that's something else that we have to consider. Okay. On this side here, there's again a doorway that just swings to the left and the right. And one thing here is, I think this is that aluma wood or aluminum type of construction. So we're limited to how much weight this can actually support. Also, this is basically standing area here and or a high seating area. And so if it was different, and this was a reclining area, dining, something of that nature, then this application that I'm going to show you is not going to be supportive of that. So let's go ahead and look at the dimensions that I have here. Essentially on this side here is 24 feet wide by about 13.5 feet deep from this edge to the wall. And the elevation of the structure I have here at 9 foot 8 inches, down here 9 foot, and then you can see the heater elevation is going to be roughly 9 foot off the ground as well. And you'll see here I have this square footage. The square footage is just this inside area, so I have 290 square feet essentially. Now if I took 290 square feet and I times it by roughly 275 BTUs per square foot, that would be my average for normal seating heights and reclining heights, not for bar stool seating height. I would come up to about 80,000 BTUs of heat. So let's just keep that in mind when we talk about that. And then you'll see here I've taken this space from the wall to the, I think it's the inside edge here, all the way to this outer edge over here. And you can see that the distance I have here is 295 square feet. It's called 296. And so the same BTU value, 275 BTUs per square foot, I would come up with somewhere in the realm of about 81,500 BTUs to heat up this area here for normal seating, dining heights. Here you can see I have this at 45 feet 9 inches. The height of the ceiling is at 10 foot 4. And I have these fans at 19 feet 11.5 inches centered from each other, just as a reference point. And let's see if there's anything else here. I think that's about it. All right, let me go ahead and turn that off. And we'll talk about this area first. So what I have here is 4 of the 6,000 watt 240 volt C6024 dual element units. These put out, I believe it's around 20,600, 700 BTUs per unit. So if I was to look at that, it with the demand that I had mentioned before, 81,500, that would call for 3.98 heaters, and we have 4. So this will be appropriate for the dining seating height that I show here. And let's go ahead and look at the array. Essentially, I should mention I have these spaced centered within the space between this wall edge here and this edge up here. And as far as the clearances, let's go to that real quick. You can see here I've come as close as I can to the fan blade itself. I have plenty of clearance with regards to the measurement that I gave you earlier from this outer edge wall, but I wanted to come within 18 inches of the fan blade, which brings me right here, and that helps in getting as much overlapping as possible between the two heaters. And you can see I'm not really getting overlapping, but I'm able to at best heat up this whole area as close as possible. Here you can see that between the two heaters I'm getting plenty of overlapping, and that's because I'm at well, the 2 times 18, so that's 36 inches from center from each other, and then again 18 inches from this edge here. And again, I should mention this, I'm 18 inches from this, let's see if I can show it here, 18 inches from this fan blade. That's why these heaters are so close to each other, is I can't push them any further to the left or right here, so I'm right where I need to be or have to be with regards to these two. And again, the fan keeps me from placing this unit like a foot this way, a foot that way, to get a nice even flow throughout the whole space. Okay. And then also we do have the clearances above. Clearances above is simple, 6 inches above the heater itself, from here all the way up to the ceiling, and then 6 inches to the left and to the right and from each end. All right. All right, so that would be the heating system for this. You would also want to place this on a control system, but you can also put it on a duplex switch, meaning you can have one bulb on, one bulb off. That duplex switch would only be able to support one heater, so you'd have to have 4 different switches for this whole system for this part of the plan. All right, let's go back over here. So what I've done, and I'm looking at possible limitations of load to the property itself. And what I'm looking at here is either a 3,000 watt or a 4,000 watt unit. I have these at 3,000 watt. And again, the reason why is because of the seating height and the purpose of the use here. So let me see if I can show it to you from here. You can see I'm getting a nice coverage throughout this whole space. So if you were here playing table tennis, then you would have no problem feeling the warmth. Now, if you were sitting at the seating height that I show over here, this would not be adequate for that at all. This is for standing room and high seating, like a bar stool seating height. So 3,000 watt would be the minimum, 4,000 would be the max, and I have them essentially spaced right between these double beams here. Again, these are aluminum. I think the heater itself weighs roughly about 18 pounds, so you'd have to put some type of block here, block there, in order to get this centered into the space. But you can see I've also centered it between this edge here and the wall. That's my center point. And you can see we have a nice coverage throughout there. Now, if you were sitting, let's say, in this bar stool here or this one over here, your body physically would not be in the array. You might be a little cold on this spot. You might have to move the heater or the chairs or tables based on the function. You're never going to get everything perfect unless we put more equipment in here, and it would look rather cluttered, I think. Also, just based on the fact that the height of seating height is what it is, you can see that this ray travels, and as it travels, it spreads out. Well, it's not going to travel out far enough over here to heat up this space. I mean, the only way you could really make this warm is by possibly moving a unit, let's say from here, and adding an additional one, something like that. That way you get the crossover rays that you're really looking for. But now we're really superheating this space, so I wouldn't quite recommend that. But if that's part of the requirement for this seating area to have it just perfectly heated, then the only way you could do it is by having 2 units. It doesn't matter what model you use, 6,000, 4,000, you'd have to use 2 units in order to do that. So I'm going to turn that off just because of the height again. All right, well, there you have it. If you're looking for any assistance with your outdoor heating application and you'd like us to assist you, just send us an email to designs@patioheat.com. I'm Steve Walton, and if this has helped you in any way to understand, or you just appreciate what we do, please give us a thumbs up. We don't advertise, we don't monetize, and that's the only way we can get YouTube to get other people aware of our channel here, is that you help us by giving us that thumbs up and that like. All right, thank you very much. You have a great day.